Squiz Kids acknowledges the traditional owners of the lands on which we podcast, the Turrbal and Kombumerri people.
Squiz Kids! It's your daily news fix. Fun, free, fresh.
Hello and welcome to Squiz Kids Today, your fresh take on what's happening in the world around you. I'm Bryce Corbett. It's Thursday, May 15. In Squiz Kids Today, underwater volcano ready to blow, Switzerland's speeding duck, Bulldogs versus Broncos in fan battle, and Mr. Beast and the gorilla fake. That's what's making news, kids style.
The Lowdown.
Scientists will be carefully watching a patch of the seabed in the Pacific Ocean today as an underwater volcano threatens to erupt. The volcano, which is called Axial Seamount, is located about 1.5 kilometres below the surface of the ocean off the coast of Oregon, a state in the northwest of the United States. And if it erupts, as it's expected to do, it will be one of the biggest underwater explosions that has happened this year. You're probably familiar with volcanoes located on land, right? They sometimes erupt and molten rock, ash, or lava spews out and burns everything in its path. Well, there are volcanoes located underwater too, on the seabed. And when they erupt, the same stuff, molten rock, whose scientific name is magma, spews forth from the Earth's crust. The only difference being that the magma comes into contact with water immediately and either vaporizes or is turned instantly into solid rock. Entire islands have been formed this way, including some parts of Hawaii. And get this, according to the Smithsonian Institute, an important and respected scientific organization, about 70% of volcanic eruptions in the world take place underwater. And most of them we humans never even notice. Amazing.
Spin the globe.
Each day we give the world globe a spin and find a news story from wherever it stops. And today we've landed in Switzerland, where a duck has been busted speeding by a speed camera. The mallard, which is a sort of a duck, was photographed by the Swiss speed camera and clocked at doing 52 kilometres an hour in a 30 kilometre an hour speed zone. And as your mum, dad or teacher will tell you, that sort of reckless speeding in a car would attract the attention of police at worst, or a speeding fine at best. Police who reviewed the speed camera footage were astounded to see that their camera had captured the speeding duck in full flight. But without a license plate to track it down, the duck got away scot-free. Lucky duck.
Sport time.
As the NRL season heats up and competition to make the final 8 grows with every passing week, there's a new battle going on between rugby league clubs. Namely, which club attracts the most fans to its home games? For the longest time, the Brisbane Broncos have claimed that crown, with an average of just over 41,000 fans coming along to Suncorp Stadium to see them play. But with a recent flash of form from the Canterbury Bulldogs, they have emerged as pretenders to the crowd favourite crown. A pretender to a crown is someone who is challenging to take it. Recent Bulldogs home games have drawn average crowds of just over 35,000 people. And so which are the other teams that attract the most fans to their home games, based on last year's numbers? Well, no great surprises there, with both the Sydney Roosters and the Penrith Panthers coming out near the top, but it's last year's Wooden Spooners, the West Tigers, who have surprised, coming in 4th place for home crowds. It's amazing what a few wins on the trot will do. My team, the Sharkies, came in a respectable 5th place for crowd numbers last year, because they love their footy down in the Shire.
News hounds.
Every Thursday, Squizzy the Newshound sticks his snout into Squiz Kids HQ to report back on fishy things he's sniffed out on the internet. And this week, his snout is twitching after watching a video on YouTube about the 100 men versus a gorilla craze. Last week in the pod, we talked about how the internet has gone a little bit wild over the question of who would win in a battle between a gorilla and 100 men. So wild that Mr. Beast posted to his social media account about it, which prompted one faker to create a video which is pretending to be a news report about Mr. Beast actually creating the 100 men versus a gorilla challenge for his wildly popular YouTube channel. Except he never did that. The fake news report pretends that the challenge took place, that Mr. Beast got 100 people to take on a gorilla, and that it went horribly wrong. The fake video, which I've linked to in today's episode notes, uses graphics to make it look like a real TV news report, has copied the format of a real TV news report, and interviewed fake eyewitnesses, with really bad makeup, it has to be said. Now, because we are all newshounds and we're always on the lookout for fakes, we know that we should always stop, think, and check before believing everything we see online. And if you're a teacher and you'd like to join the more than 4,500 classrooms around the country who have signed up to do Newshounds, Squiz Kids' very own, totally free, curriculum-aligned, Queensland University of Technology tested media literacy program for primary school kids, then hop on over to squizkids.com.au and sign up to a free account. Because we like to give.
Time for the quiz.
This is the part of the podcast where you get to test how well you've been listening. Question number 1. In which country was a duck busted doing 20 k's over the speed limit? Yeah, that's right, it was in Switzerland. Question number 2. Starting with M, what is the scientific name given to molten rock that spews out of volcanoes? Well done if you said magma. Question number 3. Which NRL team is hoping to beat the Broncos to the title of the biggest home crowds this year? Yeah, of course, it's the Canterbury Bulldogs.
Shout-outs.
It's Thursday, May 15. Today is the United Nations International Day of Families, recognising how important families are to billions of people all over the world. And today is also a special day for these Squiz Kids celebrating a birthday today. Eleora from Vermont South, Halo from Oran Park, Adele from Indrapilli, Winston from Essendon, Aditi from South Ripley, Asher and twins Riley and Brody from Maroubra, and Theo B from Stirling. And a belated birthday shout out goes to Anik, listening all the way over there in Toronto in Canada. And classroom shout outs today go to, there's quite a lot of you. Class 4-5M with Mrs. McNabb at Albury West Public School. Class 5-6B with Mr. Blaine at Belmont Primary School. Classes 3 White and 5 Green with Mrs. Green and Mrs. Failer at St. Justin's Catholic Parish Primary School in Oran Park. That's a mouthful. Class 5C with Mrs. Corrie at St. John's Anglican College in Forest Lake. And Class 3A with Ms. Axiom at Eglinton Public School. And finally, a very special shout out to Jack and Grace from Sydney, who listen to the podcast with their dad Paul. And a reminder, all classroom shout-out requests we receive during the month of May will go into a draw to have me pay a virtual visit to your classroom. That's right, I'll beam into the classroom of one lucky school that submits its classroom shout-out this month. And I might have a book pack under my arm to give away too. Otherwise, don't forget, if you've got a birthday coming up and you want a shout out, or if you're after a classroom shout out, drop us a line at squizkids@thesquiz.com.au or fill out the form on our website. Well, that's all we have time for. Thanks for listening to Squiz Kids today. We'll be back again tomorrow with the Kids vs. Adults Weekly News Quiz. Your chance to prove who's had their listening ears on this week. In the meantime, get out there and have a most excellent day. Over and out.